everyone, so welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be playing with Merit's newest release. It's their solo shadows. This, according to Merit, took them years to formulate and to come up with and perfect this formula, so I'm already curious there. It's all matte eyeshadows. There's 8 different colors to choose from, and I chose 2 that I could incorporate and use every day. And I'm showing you a very simple and easy look, and I'm also going to elevate that look and add a little extra something to the eyes with the same colors, just to kind of transform it from a day to night possibly, or just give you an idea of how else you can use these colors, kind of blending them in the crease, on the lids, lower lash line, just really applying the formula in all the typical areas that I would apply eyeshadow, just to see what it does, how it applies, how it wears. I'm going to annotate on the screen or in the description box at the end of the day what ended up happening, because I did not use any primer today, which is going against the grain for me because I always start my looks off with a primer, but we're not today. And because we are talking about minimalistic makeup, I also decided to show you really quickly how I like to apply the complexion stick from Merit as well, and I will just insert a very quick demo. But this is the foundation stick that I'm wearing for the day, just to show you how to get it very simple and just more perfected your skin, but better, and still keep that skin integrity where you can still see it looks like I'm not wearing anything. Obviously, I have blush and bronzer and highlight because those are all the extras that I want to always wear, and I'm not gonna skip that. But just the base complexion using this stick, it could not be easier and more simple to do. So we're gonna do the foundation together. Then I will show you the tutorial using the eyeshadows and kind of give you a first look at these colors and the formulas. So if you wanna see today's video and the eye look, then just continue watching. So I've already applied my primer for today. This is the original Spackle Primer in Clear from Laura Geller, and I applied that all over with my fingers. And I'm gonna show you real quickly how the Merit stick works to kind of even out the complexion and just give a more balanced look to the skin without looking heavy or without being too difficult to work with. This is the Minimalist Perfecting Complexion Stick. I wear the shade Linen. I like the packaging. It's very clean looking, and I like the colors. Super easy to do. So you just kind of scribble this on. And this is foundation and concealer in one. I like to use a brush to apply this, and my favorite one is the BK Beauty 101 or the dual-ended complexion brush from It Cosmetics. So I'm going to use the BK Beauty one today. And do you see how quick that was to get this to be evened and just more perfected? It's like my skin, but better. And then this is the side without anything. You can see just a little bit of some scarring, a little bit of rosiness, and I have larger pores. But this helps kind of smooth everything and makes it look better without taking a lot of time. It's so incredibly easy to do. I'm going to use this as my concealer today, so I'm going to take some under the eye, the outer part of my eye where I have some redness and discoloration, and then under the eye, right through here where I have the darkest part of my under eye area. And you can use the same brush. I also really like this one. This is the BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy A506 brush. I use my sponge most of the time, but this also helps blend but also retain the coverage, whereas the sponge tends to thin out the product a little bit more, and I do have to apply more to get more coverage. So the brush is probably the best for this complexion stick. These are matte cream eyeshadows. They came out with 8 shades, 4 sort of neutral basic colors, and then 4 with a little bit more colors. So a little bit more of like an olive, a dusty mauve, a gray, a navy. I picked up 2 of the more neutral, basic, everyday shades. I picked up Studio and I picked up Brun, which is the dark brown. With this release was the release of a double-ended brush that was designed for these cream shadows. And I do have the brush as well to use today. This brush is $20 and you get 2 ends, one to apply and kind of buff the color onto the lids, into the crease, and then a smaller pointed detail side for lining and for the lower lash line. I normally do eyeshadow primer, and it's something that kind of I do it without even thinking, but I'm gonna skip it completely today. I'm going to see how well this wears for me. I do have oily lids, so I'm excited to see how this can wear. Maybe I can even use the lightest shade as my base for other looks in the future. So as I mentioned, I picked up 2 shades. I'm going to show you the first one. So the packaging, let's start with the packaging. It's a really nice gold lid and a dark brown jar. It is all plastic, which is good because you can recycle this. You have to twist a little bit harder than normal because once you open this, you will hear like a popping sound to close the jar so that it doesn't dry out, which is a neat feature. But it definitely, especially if you have lotion on your hands, can be a little tricky. But once you open it, you can sort of hear that kind of release of the cap there. So the first one is Studio, which is honestly a little darker in person than it looked online. I thought this was going to be kind of like a kind of rosy, light tan shade. It might still look like that when I apply it, but this is, I think, the lightest out of the 4 neutrals that they released. So I'm excited to see how this is going to turn out, but it does look a little bit warmer in person than it does online. And then I chose the shade called Brun, which is the dark brown. I got this one because I thought I could do some lower lash line, outer V, and also use it as liner if it's really rich. This could be my sort of cream liner for any look, really. So I'm excited to try using these colors. So I'm going to take the double-ended brush. I'm going to use the fluffier side of it to swirl and pick up some of this eyeshadow. And I'm just going to go all over my lids, all the way through the crease, and just kind of buff this out and just do a very simple minimalistic look because that's what the brand Merit is known for. And I'm going to swirl my brush, and immediately you do pick up quite a bit of product. And I'm going to apply this directly onto my lids, all the way from my lash line, all the way up to my crease. And then I'm going to do the windshield wiper motion as usual to get this color into my crease area so there's not a gap between my lid space and my crease. And then I'm going to wipe off my brush onto my paper towel to get the excess because I did pick up more than I think I needed. And then I'm going to buff those edges out and just smooth this so that you don't see a line of where the actual eyeshadow ends. And blend that up into that complexion stick that I use as my highlighter for the day. And then you can use your finger. That's the whole ease of use with this product, is that you just kind of apply and blend within seconds and you're done. Like a simple eyeshadow look. And that actually looks incredibly smooth and it looks really pretty. I do like the way that looks, and I'm glad it's not warmer than I thought based off of looking at it in the little jar. It's warmer in person, but it's not so warm. Then I'm going to take whatever's left and just do a quick sweep under the eye, just like that. Not taking any additional product, just any remainder right underneath, just to create a more cohesive look with the eye. Because I'm going to go in with that dark brown and smudge that for my liner as well. So we're going to add a little bit more depth to this look with that second shade. So, and start with this small detail side. It's the tiniest little precision brush ever to really get that thin line, which I can appreciate. So I'm going to use this dark brown for my liner and the lower lash line. We'll see how this goes. So I'm going to just go right into the product. And I'm just going to line as I normally would with a pencil eyeliner, just following the natural shape of my eye. So that automatically looks like a soft wash of a light brown color. You still see a little depth of darkness, but it is quite light. It's not as dark and rich as it is in the jar. So I do wish that it was a little bit darker, and maybe it's just because I didn't pick up quite a bit. It could also be this brush. So I'm going to add a little bit more and sort of layer this to intensify that brown because I do want a darker liner look. But that went on with just ease and just, it could not have been easier to use this product. It glides very smoothly and it retains that pigmentation. It doesn't skip, it doesn't pull. The brush is the perfect size for creating a nice lined effect to the eye. I'm going to take whatever's left on my brush and just kind of smudge that right into my lower lash line just to create some definition here. And that was too easy. You can also hold the brush on the outer corner and give yourself a little wing too, because it's so precise. And this just gave my lower lashes just a little bit more definition so that my under eye area isn't just bare and completely lost. It's part of the look, but it's not overpowering and it's not overtaking the liner and that shadow. Really, really nice. So here's what the eye look with the mascara, and this is a very simple look. As I said before, very simple, minimalistic, 2 colors, and you're out the door. But let's just say you put this look on for the day to run errands, to go about doing whatever it is that you had planned for the day, maybe to go to work, and then you wanted to go day to night and go out to dinner, go out with some friends, and you wanted to take this look up just a notch. And I wanted to do that to show you what you can do with a little bit of the dark brown, the Brun shade. You can also do this with the olive tone. They have a navy. They even have a matte gray as well. There's one that's kind of like a dusty purpley mauve shade that you can do the same thing and add a pop of color and a twist to the look and elevate that for, again, day to night. Or maybe you feel like doing that in the morning getting ready. You want a little something to spice this up. Then you can do that with the same eyeshadow. So I'm going to take that same dual-ended brush. I'm going to wipe off the Studio shade. And I'm going to pick up just a little bit. And I mean just a little bit, because we're going to kind of build this up a little bit as we go. And I'm going to apply this right to the outer part of my eye. And then blend out the edges. Just super simple, just a wash of color. And just by doing that just ever so slightly, I've deepened this up and I've added a little bit more depth to the eye versus this eye here. So this is the one that has some product on there. And I'm gonna just keep blending this out. And there you have it. This is the completed look. I really like the way this turned out, and I'm happy that the formula seems to be working well for me. It applied well, blended very nicely, and I just really hope, fingers crossed, that this wears well without a primer underneath, and I don't have any creasing at the end of the day, which, as I said before, I will annotate in the description box or on the screen somewhere what my thoughts were, if I had any creasing, if I had any sort of fading with the colors. All the additional details that you need to know will be listed for you somewhere on the video screen or in the description box. So check that out for more information if you're curious to see how well these held up for me. But I do really like this look. I also really appreciate a simplistic, minimalistic approach. I'm a mom of 4, and I don't have a lot of time to do a full face of makeup every single day. I certainly try to, because I love makeup, and the more I can apply, the better. But I also really appreciate a more scaled back, very simple, just make my skin look better and more perfected without having a bunch of heavy layers, just keeping everything just easy. And I think everyone can benefit from having a look like this in their back pocket. So when you're running out of time, when you wake up a little later, or when you make just plans spontaneous that you didn't already know ahead of time, and you want to pull yourself together and you've got a few minutes, this is the type of look that you can do. So I really hope that this video was helpful and that you enjoyed the tutorial. I can see myself using these for more looks in the future. I can see myself using that Studio shade that I have on my lids as a base before applying other eyeshadows, or just really taking this look and making it a little bit deeper with something darker in the crease, maybe adding a little bit of sparkle on the lids, just something different and fun just to play around. There's so many directions I can take this look, but overall, I do think it's really, really pretty. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being here, for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this type of video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. You can also be my friend on Instagram. We can chat and have a good time there. It's always going to be on the screen, and I hope to connect with you there. Take care, you guys, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.